All right. Now the Torah portion is Korach. Korach is one of the 5 Torah portions I read that's named after people. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can do them all. Yitro, Korach, Balak. All right. Yitro's a good guy. Balak is a bad guy. Pinchas I have problems with because he does shish kebab with a couple who are never mind. They're not minding their business. They're committing something or other. Pinchas, don't get me started about Pinchas. Pinchas will come after the service.
You have to wait 3 or 4 weeks until we talk about Pinchas.
Okay. All right. Korach. Korach incites a mutiny. You have to keep in mind that the Israelites are dealing with a tribal system. And Moses is a Levite, Aaron is a Levite, and Korach is a Levite. As a matter of fact, Korach is his first cousin. And you don't have to raise your hand, but I'm sure that several of you, similar to me, have problems with your relatives. Okay? This is not even a Jewish thing. This is a universal thing. I have not spoken with my cousin Thea, probably going on 50 years now. I'm very proud of her. We have the same birthday. My sister has the same birthday. And Thea is working as a social worker in Chinatown. And I'm sure that she hardly stands out as a nice Jewish lady with a Jufro there amid all the Chinese people. So let's talk about Korach. Korach is his first cousin, and Korach says, "You take too much upon yourselves, sons of Levi," but they're all sons of Levi. "For all the people are holy, and the Spirit of God rests upon them. Why, therefore, do you raise yourselves above the people? You shouldn't do that." And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. Now, if you've ever studied principles of leadership, do you think that falling on your face when you're challenged by an employee is a good policy? No. But he's getting old. Moses is no chicken. He was 80 years old when they escaped from Egypt. They've been in the wilderness going on 40 years. So, he's pushing 120 and he's not having a good day. And now this Pishaka. I don't have to translate that. This Pishaka Korach comes along and says, "I want your job. It's time for you to retire." And Moses says, "But I'm the chosen one of the Lord." And Korach says, "Well, we have to settle this." Plus, Korach has on his side the 2 chief troublemakers who have been a thorn in Moses' side going back to Egypt. Okay, let me give you a little background.
Datan and Abiram.
Yes, Datan and Abiram. Now, in the movie, both Datan and Abiram, they took the roles of Datan and Abiram and they telescoped them into one, and they named him Dason, and he was played by Edward G. Robinson. Says, "Moses, why do you take so much Moses? How can you do this, Moses? I'm going to rebel against you, Moses." Yeah. Okay.
Very good.
Remember, he's a Jewish fellow, right? Emmanuel Goldenberg was his name.
Really?
All right? Okay. So Datan and Abiram, what happens is that Moses is being raised in Egypt, and he is your typical Jewish boy. He's got 2 mothers. One mother's not enough. He's got 2. He's got his adoptive mother, who was the princess of Egypt. What is her name? Bitya, daughter of God, because supposedly, what a surprise, she converts to Judaism. How she does this in Pharaoh's palace, I have no idea. I think what they did was they took a corner of the kitchen and they made it kosher for her. Okay? All right, no more lamb sacrifices for you, honey. Here, have some wheatina. Okay, so this is his adoptive mother, and of course his natural mother, Yocheved. So he's got, count them, not 1, but 2 mothers. And that says an awful lot about Moses as a Jewish leader, his attitude towards women, which is not very good, and his leadership style as well. So what happens is that Moses leaves the palace, and he comes upon an Egyptian taskmaster beating a Hebrew slave. What does he do? He kills him, and what does he do with the body? Calls Riverside Funeral Home. He buries it in the sand. Okay? And nobody notices, right? He's going by. He said, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just burying a body in the sand." Nobody has a clue. It's like New York. Okay.
You couldn't even find oil in there.
That's right. So the next day he comes out and he comes upon Datan and Abiram again played by Edward G. Robinson, and they are fighting. And Moses breaks up the fight and says, "What is the matter with you guys? We are not the enemy. The enemy is the Egyptians. Let's get it together." And instead of saying, "Gee, thank you, how nice of you to, the scales have fallen from my eyes." One of them, as my mother used to say, he opens a mouth. Did your mother ever say that? Don't you open a mouth to me, okay? So Datan, or maybe Aviram, you can't tell them apart, they're both the same guy. Datan or Aviram says, Who made you king over us? You going to kill us as you killed the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, "Surely the matter is known." And Datan said, "Stop calling me surely." No, anyway, works every time. That evening, he lights out, he packs his little karzhinka, he takes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on matzah, and he's on his way, and he winds up in Midian, he marries Sipporah, he gets a very nice father-in-law called Jethro, and so on and so forth. So, back to Korah. There we are in the wilderness, and you'd think that people would come forward and volunteer, right? After all, a synagogue is a corporation run by volunteers. And I want to thank everybody who had something to do with tonight's delicious dinner. But not only is Korah rebelling against him, but Datan and Aviram are part of the rebels, which is very strange, because Korah is a Levite. Datan and Aviram are from the tribe of Reuven. Aha! Da-da-da-da. So, what happens when you're a member of the tribe of Reuven? Reuven tries for the tail end of Genesis to take over leadership of the Israelite people. And he does this in a very strange way, which I will term in multiple choice. Number one, he takes a leadership course with the B'nai Brit. Number two, he sleeps with his mother, with his aunt, Bilhah. And number three, he says, "I really want to be king. I really want to be the leader of the Israelites." Which one? Two, yes, he sleeps with Bilhah. You really shouldn't do this. It's espasnish, what does that mean? Espasnish? It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Yes, if you will be my Valentine, I will be your concubine. Okay. All right. We didn't have concubines in yeshiva, thank you. Well, Datan and Aviram are part of this rebellion. I've done this a million times before. I hope you forgive me. And Abraham's gone. Moses says, the whole deal is you don't want to make the sacrifices. You boys want to deal with incense burners. Now, everybody knows what an incense burner is, and I'm sure you have several in your home. Milchig inflation. An incense burner. Do you remember in those New England antique type stores? It's a pan, it's a metal pan, it's on a wooden stick, a wooden handle, and if you're a Puritan, which who isn't, you use it in the wintertime to warm up your bed. Okay? All right, so he says, says Moses, you boys show up tomorrow with your 250 rebels, and I and my brother Aaron, who also isn't getting any younger here, and he's older than Moses, okay? And we'll see who God wants. So they show up the next day, and I got the recipe. This is something you can do at home. This will be your class project for next week. Ketoret. Ketoret is a form of incense that was burned before God every morning. It consists of balsam. Do we know balsam?
Yeah.
We had a camp director named Phil Balsam. Is it related? Okay. Hanukkah.
Yes.
Well, you know, if you hold out, you'll get some Hanukkah for Hanukkah. Galbanum. I don't know what to say about galbanum. And frankincense. We know frankincense because the three wise men brought frankincense to you know who. And myrrh. No, there is no myrrh. What? And Jesus? Jesus, yes, very good. So the next day they show up coming down the main street. And Moses has his incense burner. Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Just Moses. And at the other end of the street, 250 plus Datan and Aviram, which is 252, plus Korah, okay? And let's just do a little sidebar here. What kind of personality does Korach have? You could relate it either to Karachat, which means bald, or Kerach. Kerach means ice. Okay? He's a by-the-book kind of guy. And technically, as a Levite, he could have led the people. But he wasn't a nice person. Okay? And once again, as we all recall from our childhoods, as you go out into the world, you must strive to be a nice person, a mensch. So what happens to Korach's boys? The earth opens up, and he is swallowed up by the earth. And then the earth closes again. Now here's a part that I've never understood. God says to Moses, do you notice all the incense burners lying around on the ground? And Moses says, yeah, you want me to junk them? He says, no, says God. They're hekdesh. They're sacred. They were dedicated to me, and I get to keep them. So even though the guys who made the incense burners are no more, as my mother would say, the incense burners remain, okay? Now, there are traditions, and Moses, of course, goes on to lead the Israelites. There are traditions. This is actually from Chabad. See, I'm telling you my source. Okay, you be the rabbi. Now, back in the day, if you had tzitzit, which is the business end of the talit, right? You see any blue threads here?
No.
There was supposed to be a blue thread. When you read the paragraph tonight, look out for the blue thread. And if you go to Israel, or several Jewish bookstores here in America, you can buy the blue thread, okay? It's the blue thread that powers the tzitzit, so to speak, okay? And, of course, when I was a kid, they were white. They remain white. So, here's the question. Korach tries to throw all of these stumpers at Moses. And I'll ask you. All right. So, if you've got a garment, because technically you should have tzitzit on the corners of all your garments. It's not just the arba kanfot or the talis cotton, the little talit. If you've got a garment, a woolen garment that's completely blue, does it still need the tzitzit with the blue thread? Who thinks yes? I got 5 people, 6 people, 7, 8 people. Okay. Who thinks no? Okay.
Just to be different.
Yes, the ayes have it. Okay. According to Jewish law, every garment, including one that's blue, has got to have the blue thread. And the rabbis look at that illustration and they say, you got Jews who are very Jewish in their house. But then they go out into the big world and all of a sudden they're no longer Jewish. This is not a good thing. Just as the garment was blue, representing Judaism in the house, so should the fringes, at least one of the fringes, be blue, because that represents how you behave as a Jew in the world. Okay, here's one more. I got time for one more. What do we put on the doorway of a Jewish home?
Mezuzah.
Very good. As a matter of fact, mezuzah means this. This is the mezuzah. This whole thing. This is the mezuzah, and up there is the mashko. Okay? The doorway and the lintel. All right. Now, what if this room was, well, this is a holy room. Let's talk about your living room. What if your living room is filled top to bottom with Sifrei Torah, with Torahs? You still need a mezuzah.
Yes.
Okay, who says yes? Ooh, a lot of people. Who says no?
Every room.
Yeah, every room, some religious people, they have a mezuzah in every room.
Except the bathroom.
Except the bathroom.
Except the
Right.
bathroom.
I'm not making a joke, really. You're not supposed to have it. Yeah,
Or the closet.
yeah, we used to have that. What? The kitchen
Kitchen
doesn't
has
have to have a mezuzah?
The kitchen has to have a mezuzah.
Okay, but only when you make the motzi. All right. The answer is, once again, when you're Jewish at home, that represents you've got the Sifrei Torah in the home. But when you've got the mezuzah on the outside, you've got to show the world that you're Jewish. Now, when I was a kid, growing up in the apartment house, we had little skinny beige mezuzahs that were provided by the management. They were kosher, but they weren't such a big deal. Now people have mezuzahs. If you look, when Rabbi Watchman was still around, let him rest in peace, somebody donated a mezuzah for his office, which is my office now. And I'm not gloating, I'm just stating a fact. And if you look, that is a mezuzah. Whoa! That mezuzah has the sacrifice of Isaac. You've got Abraham. You've got Isaac. You've got a little pile of wood. Up there you got an angel. Over that you got a sunbeam. I have never seen such an ungepatchkit mezuzah in my life. All right? Is it the same? Is it halachically in terms of Jewish law the same as that little schmiggy mezuzah I had that I grew up with? Yes.
Same thing.
Mezuzah's a mezuzah. What?
It's what's inside them.
Exactly. When I was years ago, okay, for some reason, if it was a Tel Aviv rabbinate certified cloth parchment, it was $10 cheaper than one from Jerusalem. I don't know why that is. The rabbis in Tel Aviv work cheaper. It may seem that way. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for your attention. And we're going to light candles, and Kent is going to take over. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So, Ruth, would you light the candles? So grateful for your recovery. Okay, everyone, please rise. Let's wave our hands over the candles, bring in Shabbat, cover our eyes.
Enu melech olam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotov, vanu lehad legneh shel Shabbat. Amen. Kirishanu b'mitzvotov, b'mitzvotov. V'tzivanu lehad legneh. V'tzivanu lehadlik, V'tzivanu lehadlik, ne shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbos. Shabbos. I met Joni before, right? This is my wife, Joni. This is my wife, Joni. This is Ann. This is Lizzie.
Everybody loves Yom HaShabbat. Everybody loves Yom HaShabbat. Everybody loves Yom HaShabbat. Todo el mundo ama Yom HaShabbat.
Todo el mundo ama Yom Shabbat.
Todo el mundo,
Todo el mundo
ama Yom
Shabbat.
What is the French one?
I understand everything you say in Spanish, except to the
Yom HaShabbat. Tout le monde aime
Yom Shabbat.
Tout le monde,
Tout le monde I'm in Yom Shabbat. Shalom, Malakei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malakei Hakadim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malakei Shalom, Malakei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malakei Hakadim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malakei Shalom, Malakei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malakei Hakadim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malakei Shalom, Malakei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malakei Hakadim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Oops. Nefesh Aham Can you read it, hon? Can you read it? So I haven't looked at it.
Hadodi, page 21.
B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah, Le'echadodi, Le'echakala, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah, Le'echadodi, Le'echadodi, Le'echakala, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah, Le'echadodi, Le'echakala, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah. Shahamat Tashamor Tayovecha Yishinan Yudevha Adonai Echad Shemo Echad Dodi 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 Dekakala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Hadodi Dekakala, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah. Yikashamat B'chulecha, Tu'ilmehu V'agacha, Adonai Shreine V'mertua, V'maseh Lecha dodi lodi, lecha dodi bekakala, b'nei Shabbat bekabbalah, lecha dodi bekakala, b'nei Shabbat bekabbalah.
Please rise, 22, fourth stanza. As the Lord first the Sabbath thing will enter. Page 28. Last Esther and Lauren to honor us by opening the ark. Okay. 28. Hold back the door? Yes. And now towards the ark. The curtain is closed. Please be seated.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro mariv arabim בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובגבונה משנה עתים ומחליב את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני יום. ומעביר יום, ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, אמרים, אמרים.
Amen.
מניין, אהבת
Israel, and my mother's heart. So I in slow, O King and so, O tell me where now. El King Adonai Eloheinu, Beshalom Nemzum no Keinu, Beshit is good to call. Praise me, Betecha, Ubentus Matecha, Leolam Vaed. Ki Eloheinu, Beleu Bevzunenu, Uminenu. Israel. Amen.
Page 30, we've got the Shema. Let's cover our eyes to show God cannot be seen. Shema
Israel. Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad.
Uncover the
V'to Elam Va'ed.
Let's read the English paragraph. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might.
These words which the Hebrews say will be to heart. Teach them diligently unto your children, and recite them at home and way, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates.
We'll continue silently to the end of the top paragraph on 31. And if you look at the English on 31, you'll notice that thread of blue we spoke of earlier.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, ויתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן.
32, middle of the page.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לקראנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך אדוני
מי כמוך מקדש נורא תהילו וספר.
מלכותך ובניך בוקע ים לבני משה צאני אנו ואמרו
לא ימלוך לעולם ועד.
מרכיפה אדוני את יעקב ויהלום יד כזרק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen.
Page 33, we'll go round and folks can mention the names of people they know in need of the full Shalema. About Laura DeGrand.
No, he's fine.
Howard Lackman. Yes. Okay. All right, let's go round.
It's fine.
For Shalema.
Jerry Clark.
For Shalema. All good. Yes, yes.
Michelle J. Gomez,
For Shalema.
Terry D'Ambrosio,
For Shalema.
Diana.
For Shalema. Yes.
Nancy Austin,
For
Todd
Shalema.
Austin,
For Shalema.
Susan Hurley,
For Shalema.
Lauren Maurer,
For Shalema.
Lisa Shapiro.
For Shalema. Yes. Yes.
Ira Boris,
What? Oh, for Shalema. Yes.
Esther Newhouse,
For Shalema.
Stanley Kahn.
For Shalema. Yes.
Pearl Katz,
For Shalema.
Marsha Goodhart,
For Shalema. Okay.
Chris Martin,
For Shalema.
Heidi Dennis,
For Shalema.
Julianne Davis,
For Shalema.
Sue Oshinsky,
For Shalema.
Shirley Monet,
For Shalema.
Jane Cole.
For Shalema. Yes. James Pastation.
Yes.
For Shalema. Yes.
Joel and Judy Kusnitz,
For Shalema.
Arlene Carl.
For Shalema. Okay. Let's read the English paragraph on the top left, page 33. Help us, Adonai, to lie
down in peace. Awaken us again, our sorrow to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies,
pestilence,
starvation, remove causes,
surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us. Gracious guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Grant us a new joy. Spread the shelter of your peace over us, over all his people, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim, v'al kol haolam kulo. Amen. I don't know if it's the right time, but we are very grateful that our ancestors made the right decision to come to this blessed land. And this is, of course, the 4th of July weekend. Everybody talks about Chaim Solomon, who was one of the financiers of the revolution. He was never completely repaid by the Young Republic. He was also Colonel Nathan Sextus, who was one of the first Jews to give their life during the siege of Charleston. So I'm going to ask everyone to please rise at this time and we sing God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, bright and far. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Please be seated, and Cantor will lead us to the
That's
Mishnah.
those Confederate soldiers that didn't land on the water.
Airport was closed that day. Vaso et ha-Shabbat et Dorotam Ritolam Ishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat et Dorotam Ritolam Israel Olam, Olam, Beshamru, Bnei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot Et HaShabbat, Et Dorotam Olam.
Kishe shel yamim, asa Adonai, asa Adonai.
Et HaShamayim, Et HaAv, Beshamru, Bnei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, Lasot Et HaShabbat, Et Dorotam Ritolam.
U'ayom hashvi'i, Shabbat ma'inafash, Shabbat ma'inafash.
Shabbat leminafash leshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam ritolam.
Please rise, have Kaddish, bottom of 34.
Yigdal v'gid kadash, Yalma nibra chilutei v'yachlik malchutei, Levai yikano yamechod, Ukayim kol bet Yisrael, V'agala v'agala, U'b'sham karim, V'yemaru amen, Yesh me'rabah, Vegit Bahar, Vegit Romav, Veit Nase, Veit Adar, Vegit Ale, Vegit Halal, Shemel Leshai, Leila Mikol Milchata V'Shirata, Yush V'Chata V'Nehemata, Ta'amina Ve'alma,
The Amidah is standing silent prayer 35b, concluding on 38, after which you may be seated.
Oh, yeah.
Say Shalom Aleinu. Yaakov Yisrael. Beru, Amen. Yahaseh Shalom. Yahaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Yaakov Yisrael. Yahaseh Shalom. Yahaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Yaakov Yisrael. Yahaseh Shalom. Yahaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Yaakov Yisrael. Lady. Last year, she doesn't usually come to the temple. She comes to Wednesday night. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Yaakov Yisrael.
Noel. Love is man karibim ru.
Amen. Shei Rabba V'Mora, Eolamo Me'amaya, Yigara.
Yivorach, Yishtabach, Yipor, Vitrumam, Yitnaseh, Yitatar, Yitalav, Yitalol, Shmei, Kudishah, Amen, Kavachata, Vishurata, Tushplata, V'Nachmata, Ta'aviram, B'Yama, V'Imru.
Amen.
Kavalos, Loton, Vuton, D'Chais, Rogatam, Vunim, Vishmaya, V'Imru. Amen. Yehi, Shlama, Rabba, Min, Shemaya, V'Chaim, Alim, V'Chais, V'Imru. Amen. Hoseh,
Shalom Dimoma. Uyase Shalom Aleinu. Be'akol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. Yase Shalom. Yase Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Yaakov Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael, Amen.
49 is the Kiddush, and we'll wait for the Macharot to give out the Kiddush wine, juice, what have you.
Yes.
Oh,
Because you are.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, and I have my.
No, this one is.
I was got advance notice.
Margarita kind of.
Yes, I already ate the pineapple, and it's wonderful. It's like plastique. Okay, please rise as the cantor and I are the only ones with the Kiddush cups, so we'll pass it around after.
Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Pray for Hagaveh.
Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Asher Yisham Mitzvah Levatzavanu Shabbat Shalom Yom Shalom Yichanu Zikro Berashe Breshit Zehirot Mikra Kodesh Zehirot Mitzrayim Zeiranu Achata Leotanu Kevasham Mikaori Lechabash Rashava Lehaurason Yatayu Baruch Atah Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Gone.
You drink it, you don't. If you don't drink it, you don't get it back. All right, page 51 is the Aleinu. The ark is open. We're going to ask the cantor's wife and daughter to honor us by opening the ark. Dahlia, come, we need you. Okay. Okay, we're gonna open the ark street. Okay, if you do this right, it'll be a steady gig.
modim lifnei melech makei hakodim hakadosh baruch hu U'shem shamayim v'sharetz u'shem kavod shamayim v'mahar v'shirat zol v'shirat zol v'gal v'me'elohim u'adonaynu eino eretzakeinu efesulato k'akadosu v'torato v'atatayom v'atatayom v'ashikoto v'levavecha Adonai hu Elohim Hashamayim v'maharav v'haaretz
All right, I'm going to ask everyone to please remain standing. We're going to do Mourner's Kaddish in memory of all those who gave their lives in defending our freedoms on this, the 4th day of July. The Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabba, Amen. Yom Ad, Yom Kurutei, Yom Nechmahutei. Echayim Chom, Yimei Chom, V'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael. V'yadav Zman Korev Yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba, Mevorach, L'olam V'le'omayim. Yitzrach, Yishabat, Yishmar, Yitroman, Yitnaseh. Yitkadar, Yitzalei, Yitzalach, Shmei, Kedusha, V'Rikol. V'Evan, V'Nikol, Yirachata, V'Shirata. Tushbehata, V'Nehemata. Amen. Amen. Yehi Shalom Rabba Ben Shemaya. Holy Israel, Amen. Osei Shalom V'Ramah. Uyasei Shalom. Aleinu V'Yakol Israel. All right, please be seated. Before Cantor leads us in the Adon Olam, we have some announcements.
Good Shabbat, everyone. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Yes, I did too. It was lovely to have a 4th of July and 5th of July celebration dinner with you. There's nothing like a good hot dog. And our veggie burgers were really first rate, I must say. Thank you, Doreen. Yeah, and you know that now we're taking all of our vegetarians, we have quite a few, into consideration with much more regard. So we promise you always to have lovely things for you. Tomorrow is our more traditional Shabbat service. Please come. It's just as beautiful as our Friday night service in a different way. And every way that we do our service, that our wonderful Rabbi and Cantor do services, is extraordinary. Also, our morning minions. We really need you. I know I say this every Friday and Saturday, but we really do need you. If you're available at 8:45 in the morning, it's only 2 days a week, Mondays and Thursdays. Please do come. It's a beautiful way to start the day, and it's a way of upholding our tradition, and that's our responsibility to do. I want to say that this has been a special Shabbat because we have Dina and Galia with us, and that makes it all the more wonderful. Tomorrow, Rabbi will be holding his class after our little nosh, after services. And the subject?
We've been doing a lot of philosophy. We're going to give that a rest. We're going to do psychology. I like to say that Jews invented psychology because we need it. And we're going to start with Freud and just move it on through Eric Fromer and so on. We'll see.
Every Saturday?
Every Saturday, but different subject, but every Saturday after our morning service, Rabbi does a class.
What time
It ends about 2 o'clock,
services.
about 12 o'clock, give or take, mostly
Give.
give.
Laura's watching. Say hi to Laura, everybody. Look,
Oh, yes,
everybody.
yes. We know that Laura is watching, our wonderful Laura Durant. Hi.
Hi, Laura.
Hello. A big hello. We would have loved to have you here. Next 4th of July on the 5th, we expect to have you here with us, and hopefully long before that. So, and to everyone who's watching at home, a good sweet Shabbos for everyone. Come and join us whenever you can. And if you can't, if you're home watching, we keep you in our prayers and in our thoughts all week long in our very sweet shul. Rabbi's class on Wednesday is an adult Hebrew class at 4:30, his current events class at 7 o'clock. And this Thursday, you'll notice this very nice looking gentleman sitting over here is Dr. Murray Lichtenstein. And this Thursday at 7 o'clock will be the first of 3 lectures that he's going to be doing on the Dead Sea Scrolls. Thursday, 7 o'clock in the big sanctuary. So please come. I call it a lecture because that's informality, that's what it is. But Dr. Lichtenstein's lectures are entertaining as well as informative. It's nothing but exciting and interesting to sit through, and I know you will enjoy it. Please do come. We have events planned for you. The first one in August, on the first Thursday in August, Cantor Javier is going to be doing Spanish and chips. Spanish and chips. We are at 12:30. We're going to learn Spanish. We really need to know Spanish. I need to know so that I can speak to Galia when she's not speaking English, because she speaks both. And she taught me a new word today, pica. Pica. So we are going to,
Which means?
hot and spicy. How do you like that? So, Cantor Javier is also a very gifted teacher. So please come. The first Thursday in August at 12:30 for lunch with a Spanish theme and a Spanish class. And we will look forward to having you with us then.
12:30.
But we have a lot of things planned for September, actually all the way through March, but I'll be giving you the dates and times for all of those in the next weeks to come. Please be with us. Thank you for joining us. I feel very guilty that after dinner tonight, we just didn't say come have coffee and dessert. We will not be doing that again. After dinner, you're going to come and have coffee and dessert and cookies and take the saran wrap off, and we'll have a party. So please forgive me for making the plan to do it after services. There was really no reason why not. You couldn't have had everything on the table. So I wish you all a sweet Shabbos and a wonderful week.
Okay. So the moment that Galia is waiting,
I know exactly.
54. Hold on, she's not Russian.
no, she's made here.
She is frequently Russian around.
My friend is Russian.
Galia means wave of God.
It's in Hebrew. Anyway, 54. Adon Nolam.
I bet you should read Hebrew too. Bet you should read Hebrew too. Bet you should read Hebrew as well. I don't know long. But I don't know long. Believe Rashi, believe Kali. Below has open after that. I don't know long. I say my God. And I should say my own thing, I don't know long. Like I don't know me. I don't know long. I don't see. I don't know long. Mama don't know Lama Sheba Kara Sheba Kara go I don't know.
The Lord bless you and keep you.
Lord,
Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto
יישא
you.
אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך
The Lord turn his face unto you and grant you peace. We'll say amen.
Manuelita is in Spanish. They know English. In English. No, it's not. In English, guess what it's in?